Danzo, you're such a fucking asshole. Bitchin', whining, moaning, complaining, why don't you quit? Instead you steady fucking up the hidden leaf. Seriously, Danzo, come on, bro. Okay, this filler definitely is like, yo, this should have been in the manga, because a lot of these events that they're adding into the flashbacks of what went down in the past really feels genuinely like it should have been in the actual series. It's like, wow, like some of the stuff actually goes together and gives you just information and expands upon things that we kind of already knew but we weren't sure of, or we didn't have this info and that info, and I was just like, yes. Now for starters, with Kakashi becoming cold-blooded Kakashi when he joined the Anbu, Minato could totally see what Kakashi was going through, and I feel as though Minato could have probably tried something a bit different to try to comfort his student, because at the end of the day, putting him in the Anbu while he was trying to get his mind off of things, I guess it backfired, because look, he just went worse and he fell worse into depravity, just going crazy, killing people left and right, killing 5 ninja like nothing, thinking nothing of it, even though he needed to at least leave one of them alive so that they could get some intel. But you could totally tell that he was truly traumatized based off of that Rin and Obito stuff. It just really killed him inside. He was just like a cold-blooded person, and can you blame him? I feel as though this kind of shows that he could have gone down the path of Obito, but the difference between him and Obito is while Kakashi was going through all these things, he had people around him. He had Might Guy, he had Minato, he had different people to support him. Obito didn't have anybody. In his darkest hour, he had Madara basically brainwashing him and telling him to help him take a piss. Okay, he never actually told him to do that, but lol. While some of this episode did use stuff that we've already seen in the past, I feel as though one bit that definitely got me a little bit thinking was the part where you see Itachi with baby Sasuke, and I wish we would have found out what it was why Itachi's mom and dad that night when the QB attacked weren't around. It really got me thinking like, yo, what were they up to? And, you know, I guess we'll probably never know unless they add in the filler and expand upon what was going down that night, because that always made me think, yo, did they have something to do as well with the QB attack? Obviously not, because we never got any of that in the actual series. So it always left me thinking, and this episode reminded me again, like, damn, what were they doing that night? Getting their freak on? And with Minato's death, once again, I feel as though it pushed Kakashi even further into the rabbit hole of despair, because, like, he literally lost everyone. When he said to Naruto and Sasuke he lost everyone that he really cared for, he wasn't lying. He lost pretty much everyone. I mean, at the end of the day, with Guy, I feel as though while that's still a friendship and there's still some sort of bond between them, it's not as strong as he had with everyone else. He lost Rin, he lost Obito, he lost Minato. It's like everyone around him, his father committed suicide. So I don't blame him at this point for keeping Guy as like, okay, that's the joking guy, we have a bond or whatever, and of course I'd protect him, but I just don't want to have any more serious relationships. Everything around me just keeps falling apart, and I can respect his decision to do that. I don't respect necessarily him becoming a cold-blooded murderer and killing ninja left and right, but I respect the fact that this is what he chose. He's lost everyone, and he decided to close himself off. Then good old jealous-ass Danzo added yet again. How much has this fucking scumbag done? Like, in all honesty, Hiruzen keeping him around saying, yeah, Danzo did the dark stuff that I couldn't do. No, Danzo fucked everything up that you couldn't get to. Like, honestly, he did way more harm than help. And while Hiruzen was keeping him around like an extra hand, you know, he's very useful. Even at Hiruzen's death, when Hiruzen was going up against Orochimaru, where was Danzo? Anytime the leaf was under some terrible crisis, Danzo was like, I ain't doing a motherfucking thing. Let that old motherfucker die. Let any Hokage that I don't see fit die, as long as I can eventually become Hokage or control the Hokage. It's like, Danzo, you're a sack of shit. While he's supposed to be a true shinobi, all he did was make matters worse and worse and worse. If you think about it, he is partially responsible for Orochimaru's descent into darkness. When you have a superior telling you it is okay to be a fucking creepy-ass motherfucker, then you're gonna go even further. Danzo was giving him the okay, yeah, let's go do these experiments, bro. And yeah, Danzo's partially responsible even for Orochimaru going further down into his creepiness and the experiments and all that shit. And I wish when Hiruzen caught Orochimaru, he would have caught Danzo right along with him, because Danzo was responsible for that. But Danzo's little slick ass made sure to not be there when Orochimaru got caught. Good old Danzo rants. Gotta love him. I'm also glad we're getting to see a little bit of the beginnings of Kakashi and Yamato, which I believe he was called Tenzo at that particular point. And because I remember it was referenced that he knew him from the Anbu Black Op days, and now we're actually going to be able to see them together and see them working and whatnot. So I'm excited to see that. You can totally see that Yamato is younger, so he'll probably look up to him. And the next episode is called Hashirama Cell, so we're going to probably be able to see Yamato's abilities when he was younger and learn a little bit more about the character. So I'm actually kind of excited about this. Like, this filler is doing what filler should do, and that's fill in the blanks, give us info that is interesting that should have happened in the story, and it's like, yeah, if they do filler like this from now on, you can do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm actually excited and interested because it gives a break between anime and manga. It's actually good, useful information, and overall it's enjoyable. I don't feel like I want to rip my hair off like the fucking ostrich filler. And one other thing I felt was very good that they added in, because I always wondered how the hell did everybody know Naruto's name? Because Kushina and Minato seemingly die, and then you get a flash of white light, and you never get to see how the third found out his name or anything. You get that little extra scene with Kushina basically saying, "This is my son, his name is Naruto, please take care of him," and then she dies, and the third is like, yeah, I'll do it. And I guess I want to talk a little bit about that. Like, third, you were kind of fucked up, bro. Like, you totally could have taken that kid in, have him living next to you, be a father to him, or be, you know, a grandfather, be whatever. Just be a father figure. Instead, you put him in a fucking little apartment by himself to raise. It would actually be interesting, though, to see, like, Naruto's upbringing in these little Kakashi fillers. Like, when Naruto's 5 years old, what was he doing and who was taking care of him? I think that would be great info as well, because it always made me think, I'm sure they didn't fucking put a baby by himself in an apartment. Probably the third stood with him until maybe he was like, I don't know, maybe 7 or some shit, and then just left him in that apartment or something. So I would like to see little inklings of that while things is going on. Although, to be fair, Kakashi didn't really know Naruto up until that point. And there also, a lot of the relationships make me wonder, well, weren't they a little bit like they didn't really know this person necessarily? Like, did Kakashi know of Naruto prior to this? Again, my memory is foggy. You gotta understand, 600 plus chapters. But I don't really remember Kakashi knowing Naruto prior to their meeting. So, I don't know. Too much there. But as a whole, another solid, good episode. Even if it's filler, it's adding good information, expanding upon things, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's a all the way good around stuff. Maybe the stuff with the flashbacks that we've already seen wasn't necessary, but it kind of added to certain things. So it was still good in its own way. So I'm going to give this one 7.5 out of 10. It was a good episode. Definitely just driving along, showing Kakashi's further descent into the darkness, seeing everyone around him be lost, and for him to actually serve Danzo afterward and like get him that scroll or whatever and just do these dark things, it totally shows that he has gone and fallen down into the depths of despair. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, Danzo, how many ways do you think you could fucking choke and kill this motherfucker? Because goddamn, he has done so many messed up things. What the fuck? Also, are you enjoying this filler so far? Like me, I think that this is very good filler. They should do more filler like this more often. No more ostrich, just filler like this, and we are good. And just your overall thoughts of the episode. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you're feeling for Kakashi once again, because oh my gosh, this guy had just had such a shitty life. But it's kind of funny how while he kept falling into despair even further, he still never did what Obito did. Food for thought, people. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.